Okay, we'll be back with news for seniors right after we hear from our man about town for theater, the arts, and a whole lot more, Mr. Rich Masabi.
Hey, Rich.
Thank you, boys. Very happy to talk to you. Man of La Mancha. You know that one?
Man of La Mancha.
That's right. One of my all-time favorite musicals is at the McLean Community Players is presenting this Broadway classic at the Alden Theater there on weekends through February 11. Man of La Mancha is based on Miguel de Cervantes' famous story about Don Quixote. Very, very good, very enjoyable, and Mike Baker plays Don Quixote. Does a hell of a good job. I've known this guy for years. It's a good good musical. Anyway, call 703-790-9223 or check their website at mcleanplayers.org. In the control room, they asked me just a moment ago about the at Arena Stage the play Red. It's a terrific two-person show at Arena, and it's a story of abstract expressionist painter Mark Rothko, born Marcus Rothkowitz in Russia in 1903. He committed suicide in 1970. It's a wonder he killed himself because such intensity as portrayed by Ed Gero, a fine actor in town, and you get that feeling right away. He plays Rothko, and this interplay, however, with a contentious young assistant, Ken, played formidably by Patrick Andrews, is not to be missed! Exclamation point. Playwright John Logan's script, as directed by Robert Falls, gives great insight into the personality of this well-known abstraction painter. Red is a co-production with Chicago's Goodman Theater. See Red, believe me, that's acting at its best. Through March 11, Arena Stage. Call 202-485-3300 for information and tickets. So check the web at arenastage.org. Also at Arena Stage, while we're talking, there's a funny show, magicians and all. It's called Elephant Room. And three guys, very likable, doing magic and all, young guys, I mean late 30s, something like that, doing magic and stuff and all for an hour and 50 minutes with no intermission. They are, as a mentalist thing, I mean, and I know it's not fixed, but they pick a couple people in the audience. They could tell what their background was and stuff like that. And it was interesting. Elephant Room will be at the Arena Stage through February 26. For information or tickets, call 202-488-3300. And let's see, what else? Check the website, arenastage.org. Under the direction of P.J. Pirelli, the Shakespeare Theater Company is presenting Two Gentlemen of Verona, one of Shakespeare's earliest romantic comedies. He gave it a new look, as you would expect. You got some contemporary teenage guys. The story is about the friendship between two teenage boys, Proteus and Valentine. They remain good friends until they both fall in love with the same girl, Sylvie, who's the daughter of the Duke of Milan. It's a good show, very talented, including a dog named Crab in this show. Very cute to see this big fluffy thing, fluffy thing out there. Anyway, it plays through March 4 at the Landsberg Theater downtown at 457th Street, Northwestern. For information, tickets, call the box office 202-647-1122 or check the web at shakespearetheater.org. Folger Theater got something terrific, too. It's one of London's most famous playwrights, 18th century, Susanna Centevere. She wrote this thing. It's set in 1705. She wrote it called the Basset Table originally. It's been adapted, though, by playwright David Grimm, and it's being presented as a gaming table now at the Folger Theater in the district. Takes place at the home of Lady Revelier, played by Julia Jesnick, and where card games are played by wealthy ladies, then I'm told. And there's some complications and funny things going on. Anyway, there are four couples in this thing, and it's a very satisfying show. Smooth direction by Eleanor Holdridge. The gaming table is very entertaining show. It plays through March 4 at the Folger. For tickets, 202-544-7077 or check Folger connecticut.edu/theater. And then finally, I wanted to tell you about a restaurant I ran into the other day in D.C. If you go down to D.C. in Lower Connecticut Avenue, where 18th Street cuts across M Street and onto diagonally Connecticut Avenue, 1200 block. Dirty Martini Restaurant, Bar, and Grill. And their phone number is 202-503-2640, and their web is dirtymartinidc.com. And there's two nice people there, Katie and Walter. They sort of run the place, and it's nice place. I recommend it highly. Food's good. It has a sort of Latin American thing to it, but their thing is freshness and all that quality. Thank you. Till next week.
All right, thanks, Rich. I like it. Dirty Martini.
That's right. Nice. That's the
Let's
name.
go.
You can't miss that bright white sign when you drive up Connecticut looking up to the right.
All right, well, you would know.
That's right.
Thanks, Rich. Okay, up next, as promised, here are our News for Seniors segment. Culpeper Garden Senior Center is celebrating Black History Month with a gospel music program performed by the Macedonia Baptist Church Choir, directed by their Minister of Music, David Nelson. Mr. Nelson will enrich the program with a discussion of the history of each gospel piece. This exciting event is being held on Wednesday, February 8th at 11 a.m. For more information and to sign up, call Culpeper Garden, 703-228-4403. Daniel.
Settling estates can be difficult because no two estates are really the same. Aurora Hill Senior Center is hosting a general tax and accounting seminar about settling estates. The program will be presented by CPAs Lori Siegel and Karen Johnson on Wednesday, February the 8th at 1:30 p.m. The program is free, but, Craig, attendees are asked to register by calling Aurora Hill Senior Center at 703-228-5722.
All right, that's an important one. And also in our News for Seniors, Maria Daughtry from the Northern Virginia Resource Center will have informational and informal discussions about coping with hearing loss. She will also give an update on the latest assistive hearing devices. The program is focused on people who are deaf and hard of hearing, but anyone is welcome and will benefit from the discussion. The program is being held at Lee Senior Center Wednesday, February 8th. At 10 in the morning. For more information and to register, call Lee at 703-228-0555. How we doing? Is that it? Okay.
And of course, we want to thank our own
That's
Judy
News for Seniors.
Masomni
Absolutely.
for helping us out with these week's stories.
Thanks,
the senior
Judy.
Stories. Thank you so much, Judy, for your hard work.
Appreciate your help.
And dedication.
And don't forget our potato heart. Valentine's Day only a couple of weeks away. Couldn't believe this thing, I had to buy it. All right, up next in this edition of the Arlington Weekly News, our very own Nort Beckerman and his guest. Nort.
Hello, I'm Nort Beckerman, your host for this evening, and with me is Tyrone Sims.
Thank you, sir.
Graduate from West Point Military Academy. And if you will, I'd like to just read some of his biography. He served in Iraq from May 2003 through July 2004. He was established and mentored the government in Baghdad's Tisa Nissan district while serving as its liaison officer to the Coalition Provisional Authority in the United Nations and was the Wasit province's primary military liaison officer. Tyrone has since been an active leader in Arlington County. He is the past chair of the Arlington County Fiscal Affairs Advisory Committee. He served on the Arlington Public Schools 2011-2017 Strategic Plan Steering Committee. He currently serves on the Superintendent's Advisory Committee on the Elimination of the Achievement Gap and regularly tutors and mentors Arlington youth and many of the county's community centers and schools. Now, with all of that, he is also an author and writer of With Honor in Hand, which I think that it's being shown right now up on the screen. When I first met Tyrone, I was very impressed in a just brief conversation. I then went to his website, and I started to see some of the things on his website that just blew my mind. And I'm going to ask Tyrone if he would please read that for me.
Oh, thank you, Norton. All our actions, no matter how significant, affect each and every one of us. In some manner or another, we all have an impact on each other's lives. Most of us live in a world where we are unconscious of the fact that our actions have a long-term effect throughout the world around us. We assume that because we are not important in the eyes of the world or famous, we lack the ability to positively influence this great world of ours. The reality is that even the smallest of positive actions has the potential of having the greatest of impacts. One small act or gesture of kindness can serve as the spark that changes the world. One person can change the world, but it is those supporting that one person that make those dreams come to life.
I think that's phenomenal. But what brought you to write something? You're talking about community building, aren't you?
I am.
What brought you to write that? What brought you to even think that?
You know, to me, I came to a realization that within every person, no matter their station in life, their position, we all have the ability to be great. And sadly, in this world, too many of us relate greatness to being famous or being rich, not realizing that being great can be something as simple as tutoring a child or just being active in your community on a civic level. Because again, you know, that one impact can have a substantial impact on either the world around us, whether it be small or big, or on that one individual serving as a motivating factor for he or she to go out and do what we all consider as great things.
How did you get to this point, though? There has to be a story here someplace.
Yeah, so, you know, for me, growing up as a kid, my dad's a Marine, and so I moved around a lot. So I never really had the chance or opportunity to really plant roots, because as soon as those roots, you know, started to get firm, it was time to move. And so when we moved to Woodbridge, we got involved in our church, and that was the first time I really had the opportunity to join a community. And what I appreciated most from that experience, and still appreciate to this day, is that men and women in my church who didn't have a vested interest in my success and my growing up and to becoming a good, active person in the community, they took an interest in me. And so I carried that throughout my life. So I'll say, you know, I went to West Point, as you told everyone, and graduated and went on to the Army. And so when I got to Baghdad, I was indifferent about serving. You know, service was something I was going to do. But when I saw the level of turmoil that was in the people's lives, something struck me to where I came to understand that I need to become a part of this community in order to help them foster and to grow into becoming, you know, strong individuals and strengthen their communities.
And so that's what prompted you to get involved in community building.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much for visiting with us. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you all, and we'll see you next time.
That's it. Q. All right. Thanks, Nort Beckerman, and his guest, Tyrone Sims, talking about his book. Get out there, buy the book, and read it. Okay. That's it.
Yes, cheerio.
Anything else to
Yes.
add, gentlemen, before we go?
Yes, youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News and the number 1
All right.
to watch our broadcast.
Thanks, Daniel. That's it for this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Thanks for watching. Have a safe week. We'll see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.